go. Okay, everybody. Hi, I'm Sherry Klauke. You guys all know me, but look who's on the screen. We call you Uncle Bob. I'm sure a lot of people.
Uncle Bob. Okay, cool.
Uncle Bob's on the screen, and he is part of something that I've been coaching with you guys for like the last couple months about something that I joined. It's called Legacy Leadership, and we are so honored to have you on the call today with us, Bob. But what Bob's going to do with us today is he's going to kind of give you a teaser. That's really the bottom line. He's going to give you a teaser of what I've been learning over the last 90 days. And I wanted you all to be on this call today because we can learn so much more from the source than a lot of times when it goes through people. And I feel like when I listened to Bob talk about social media on one of his teasers, if you want to say it was that, I was blown away with how excited I got after being in this for 6 years. And what he spoke to me was not only about social media, but he talked about leadership. And that's really his focus in his group. And I love the name. You all know that Rodan and Fields is talking legacy all the time. So, of course, that drew me to you, Bob. But I've always watched Bob on social media, so I know a lot of you guys have done that too. And I just wanted you to hear from the source some of his training so that you could see the importance of why joining this group. And I know a lot of times we've talked about third-party trainers and how, that could be scary sometimes to introduce your business to people like that. But Bob is well known in the industry. He is someone that I really trust, that in the last 90 days have changed my business, and several friends of mine. You guys all know, you hear me talk about Rose and Stacy and Carrie all the time about how it's changed all of our business. And we just want to share that with you. And that's really what it's all about. We want to share his gift that he's giving to all of us through the training that he's learned through the years. And we want you to be part of it. And that's really it. So today, he's going to go over, and I know I advertised him going over events and promoting events and so forth, but his real gift is in purposeful prospecting and intentional leadership. So I know that that's part of intentional leadership and part of purposeful prospecting. So Bob, I want you to feel comfortable wherever you want to lead. We do have access to the other girls that I was just saying, my friends, videos, but I want you to be able to share with them in 30 minutes time frame what I learned in 5 minutes and is literally changed my business. So you go where you feel you can go in that time.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Awesome.
does that sound good? And I'm going to mute myself. So
yes, sounds good. So I'm excited. I've done a lot of these in the last week, and this will be the first time I actually do this particular training. So I love it when I get to talk about something new. So I've got some really good stuff I think I'm going to share with everybody. But Sherry, I want to thank you for being a legacy leader and being part of the community and for having me here. And I'll say this: when it comes down to what is legacy leadership, to me, it's a completely different philosophy and mindset and approach to building a network marketing business. I'll tell you one of the reasons. This is really relevant now because it's the beginning of the year, and we all know we're supposed to set our goals for 2018. Some people do it, some people don't. But I think the majority of people that do set goals, they focus all of their time on setting what are called income goals for their business. And these are things like, I want to hit level 5 this year. I want to get my Lexus. I want to hit RFX. I want to make this much money. I want to leave my job. I want to buy the new house, car, whatever. All of those things are good, and you should have income goals. But if that's the only thing you have driving your business, I am here to tell you that it is not enough for most people. And the reason why is income goals can lead you to happiness, but happiness is only temporary. And it's not enough to get the average person through the tough times of building a business to where they want to go. Think of it like this. You're not waking up today excited about going out and building your business because of a bonus check that you got 6 months ago. We need something deeper driving us. And what I teach, legacy leadership, is built on this concept of shifting your mindset from one of success to one of significance. Success is about you. Significance is about others. And if you truly understand the importance of setting not just income goals, but also impact goals for your Rodan and Fields business. Well, what's an impact goal? Well, ask yourself this question. How do you want the world to be better in 2018 because of your Rodan and Fields business? How do you want to positively impact the lives of other people through your Rodan and Fields business? Because when you start thinking this way, when you start looking at your business as a vehicle for you to make an impact in the lives of other people, and it's not just about you, there's something bigger out there, it helps you start to feel more fulfilled by the work that you do. And fulfillment is the key to long-term lasting success. Now, how is this really relevant to a topic like getting more people to events? Well, it is everything about getting people to events. Because if you want to get more people to events, it starts with you in the way that you show up in the conversations that you have with people. You've got to start to get prospects looking at what you're doing in a completely different way. See, some of your problem is you can't get people to take you seriously because they don't really think this is really much of a thing. You know, it drives me crazy when people say, oh, I got this little side gig, my little side thing, make some extra money, right? You need to start adopting the mindset that what you have is a vehicle to change people's lives, that what you have is a gift that you're giving to people. When you start having that mindset and you start showing up every day knowing that there's something more important that you're doing, it changes your entire vibration. So I have this concept of legacy leadership, of being more impact driven with your business, and that spawns something that I teach called purpose-driven prospecting. So let's talk about how do we get more people to show up at events and why are events important? Well, first off, events are important because they provide something called social proof to your business and to your opportunity. Now, when I say an event, I could be referring to a physical meeting, a weekly meeting, a Saturday training, a regional event, a company sponsored, like an actual physical event. An event is also a virtual event. It could be, some sort of a party that you host on Facebook, or it could be a Facebook Live that you do inside of your Facebook group. An event, a live event, could be a number of things. Events are important because they show new people that there are a lot of other people that are involved and that there's a bigger picture here of what's happening. Social proof is this unconscious belief that the opportunity is starting to pick up steam because they see and they hear other people's stories. And that creates a fear of loss. And what I want you to understand is fear of loss is the greatest motivator in a business like this. When people feel like they're going to miss out on something, that will motivate them to take action more than anything else. And you can't create social proof through anything other than a live event. So live events are really important. But I know the struggle of getting people to show up for live events. It's not easy. Whether it's a virtual event, a physical event, an event in someone's home, it's all the same. It is a struggle getting people to show. I'm going to tell you why people struggle. I'm going to completely change the way that you approach inviting people to events. Here's what most people do. They invite the person so that they can be presented the products and the opportunity. So they invite to present. That's a big mistake. If the first look for someone is a live event, you're going to have a very poor show-up ratio because of the simple fact that most people don't even really know what they're showing up for. And that's going to eliminate a lot of people just because there's no value in them showing up. So instead of inviting to present, here's all I want you to do. Reverse it. Present to them and then invite them to the event. You want someone to come out to a weekly meeting to see your business? Get them in front of something that can give them a presentation so they know what it is, give them a little taste of what it is, and then invite them to the meeting. You want to get them to a virtual event? Get them on a video, get them on the website, get them on a recorded call, and then invite them to the virtual event. You will double or triple the show-up ratio that you get. Here's why. Because now there's value behind. People that are showing up, they know what they're coming out for. They want more information. The other thing it will do is this. it will double and triple your closing ratios. Look, a lot of people, they just by human nature, they will not make a decision the first time they see or hear something. Like if I come out to a meeting that you do at a hotel and I sit in that meeting and this is the first time I'm hearing about what you do, it could sound great to me, but I just might have a policy. I don't make decisions the first time I see something. And there's a lot of people that feel that way. Well, if I would have set this in motion prior to you coming out, got you on a recorded call, showed you the website, gave you some information, and now you already know you're interested. When you come out to that meeting, when you get on that virtual event, the chances of you actually enrolling are 2 to 3 times higher. See, the problem is if you're inviting to live events and you can't close someone at the event, the chances of you closing them is going to go down dramatically because you don't, like, what else do you really have to invite them to that's bigger? There's nothing bigger than a live event. Whereas if you use that not as the first, but it was a build up to that. And that's the other problem with with virtual events. People throw these virtual events and they think that they can just like blast out Facebook invites and emails to their list. And then when they do the live event and nobody shows, they're like, I don't know why anybody showed. Well, it's because you didn't invite them the right way. Like you can't expect a casual invite to lead someone to attend an event. You have to create some more value behind what you're doing. Now, I know that a lot of times people don't have a problem leading with products, but they do have an issue leading with the business, or they have an issue introducing the business. They struggle with getting people to take them seriously when it comes to the opportunity. They don't know what to do and they don't know what to say. This is where purpose-driven prospecting comes in, and it is the missing piece for people. Purpose-driven prospecting is this. Before you tell me what you do and how you're different or better, tell me why you do it. See, here's the big lesson that I had to learn. People will buy into why you do what you do long before they buy into what you do or how you're different. Now, how does this apply to your business? Well, I'll tell you, if you're struggling with prospecting, there's only one of 2 reasons. One, you're spending all of your time on the what and the how. Here's what we do. We sell skincare. We sell lash boost. We sell this. We sell that, right? Trust me, I got it all in my cabinet, so I know what it is, all right? I got like a lifetime supply of Redan & Fields products, just so you know. And I love the products, so let's just put that out there. But you spend all your time on the what and the how. Here's how we're different. Here's how we're better. Here's our business. Here's how those are features and benefits. Features and benefits do not inspire people to take action. Here's the reason why. Features and benefits speak to the logical part of the human brain, which, by the way, is not responsible for decision making. So you're spending all your time with the what and the how, and you're not even connecting with people in a way that will actually motivate them to make a decision. We are not logical beings. We are emotional beings. We make decisions on an emotional level. If something feels right, we do it. If it feels wrong, this is where the whole concept of gut feeling comes from. It's a part of your brain completely separate from your logical thinking brain. So the question is, how do we tap into that? How do we connect on an emotional level? Listen, the fact that your product contains this thing and you're this, but that's not going to connect with people on an emotional level. Here's how you connect on an emotional level: with your why. Why do you do what you do? Learn how to share that first. And if you can connect with people on an emotional level, I'm telling you, the what and the how almost don't even matter. Because if you learn how to do what I said earlier, setting an impact goal for your business. And before you get into the what and how, before you share the product or get me on the recorded call or let me know the details, you say, hey, Sherry, let me share with you why I do what I do first. And you share your why, you share that impact goal. Before you get into the other stuff, if Sherry's values and beliefs align with mine, we will make an instant connection on a level so much deeper than anything I could ever accomplish talking about the what and the how. And I'm going to give you an example in a second. But I want you to understand the importance. So you're going to have people, you're going to learn purpose-driven prospecting. You're going to have people that have told you no 4, 5, 6 times. You're going to go back to them with this approach, and you're going to get them to look at this from a totally different context than they've ever thought about it or looked at it before. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So let's just say that your background is, I come from traditional corporate America, and I'm working, and I'm sitting down with Sherry, or I'm talking to her. I'm saying, Sherry, can I share with you why I do what I do before we get into all this other stuff? Yeah, sure. I have a background in corporate America, and what you're going to do is you're going to examine your life prior to Rodan and Fields, and you're going to figure out what was missing, how was I dissatisfied, and what caused me to start my business. And let's just say for you, it was, I was in a job that I was feeling very unfulfilled. I had no sense of purpose. I was overworked and underpaid. And I didn't have the time to do things in life that were most important to me. And I reached a point where I said, enough is enough. And I started to look, and I found this opportunity. And it literally has given me my life back. I now have a business of my own that I'm building that I feel passionate about. I have a sense of purpose. I wake up in the morning excited. I'm building something that finally will pay me what I'm worth. And I'm on the road to creating the financial freedom that will allow me to do what's most important to me. And Sherry, my mission today, why I do what I do, why we're sitting down talking, my mission is to find people that were like me a year ago, that are stuck in dead-end jobs and careers, that have them underappreciated, not paid what they're worth, to give them a sense of purpose and meaning to their life, and to give them the financial freedom to do what matters to them in their life the most. And by the way, I do it through this thing called Rodan and Fields. So let's talk about it. What I just shared with you right there, that is the essence of purpose-driven prospecting. And I just did that off the top of my head. But what I teach you inside of this framework is a simple 5-step formula of how to take your background, put it into this powerful 60-second delivery, right? Where it is clear, concise, and it packs a punch, and it gets people. So now when you share the call, when you share the product, people are going to look at it totally different than they have before. But all of this stems from this purpose-driven impact approach to your business. You have to start looking at what you're doing from a bigger perspective. When you have purpose behind what you do, and you start to really look at, because you want to know what? Your network marketing business, your Rodan and Fields business, is one of the #1 ways you have to create the legacy for your life. I want you to think about this. How do you want the world to be different or better because you were here? Now hopefully we're impacting the lives of our family and our children and people we come in contact with, but do you understand there are very few vehicles that will allow you to come in contact and impact the amount of people's lives that you can through a network marketing business? That's why I believe so much in what this profession can do. But I want you to start bringing more of that into your work every single day. And I want you to get out there, and I want you to understand, you want to get more people to show up to an event? Start having them look at what you're doing as a solution to the problems that they have in their life. Start getting them to look at what you're doing from a bigger perspective of just trying to make some extra money. Now, it will be that for some people. But if you share with them in a way that enlarges their vision of what's possible, you'll get more people to show up at events. You'll get more people to become customers. You'll get more people to join you as a consultant, because people will buy into why you do what you do long before the what and the how. So let me share this. I want to share with you just really quickly something, and then I want to open it up because I want to leave enough time to take questions and if there's any other things that Sherry wants me to talk about. I mentioned the Legacy Leadership Academy to you earlier. This membership community that I created, the reasoning for me creating it is that I knew that I couldn't be the only one out there that felt the way that I do about network marketing. And I said, what if I could create a community of training and support, so that if someone else felt the way that I did about making an impact in this bigger reason why they're an entrepreneur, that they could find a home of other people like them, that they knew that they could get what they needed to grow their business. And so I created it, but I focus on 2 areas that I think are the most needed inside of this profession. One of them is social media. Look, my business has been built largely on the fact that I teach social media in a way that's pretty different from what other people do. I've become very popular in your company because I teach social media from a different perspective. What I will tell you is this: what worked a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago on Facebook does not work anymore today. It is very important that you stay up to date on what's happening, the changes that Facebook is making, and that you have a way to interpret what that means for your network marketing business. I created this program to keep you up to date on what's happening as it happens and what it means for your business. The second area of focus is leadership. I believe that one of the biggest problems that people have is they lack the leadership skills and training to grow a large organization. And inside of this program, we teach you not only how to be a better leader yourself, but we teach you how to duplicate more leaders on your team. I've created an entire framework, a systematic approach to developing leaders that you get, once you join, you get access to all of this content. We have private membership area. We have a private Facebook group where I go live 3 to 5 times per week. Anytime you have a question, it's like literally having me as your personal coach. And the most relevant thing is we're actually doing a purpose-driven prospecting challenge starting next week. So we're going to kick off a big challenge, a 30-day accountability challenge, where I'm going to teach you exactly how to do purpose-driven prospecting, how to put your why together, every word you say, scripts, everything you do, not just sharing your why, but what do you do after that to get someone to sign up? We're going to walk you through all of that. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to have tons of fun. And at the end, we're going to give away over $20,000 in prizes to people that participate. Now, our normal monthly fee for the membership is either $57 per month, or you can purchase for a year at $497, which gives you 3 months for free, and it allows you to lock in at that price for your lifetime as a member. But I even took it further, and I said, well, I believe so much in what this program can do for people, and I know once they get in and they see the value, they're like blown away. What if I could just remove money as a reason for someone joining? Like literally you have no excuse to at least get in and try it out. And I also wanted to make it possible for leaders like Sherry to have literally their entire team join, participate in the challenge, let me teach, train, and motivate your team for 30 days, get them pumped up, and what could that do for your business? The way that we're doing that is we're currently running a promotion. It's a $1 30-day trial to join the membership. So you can join for $1. All you do is go to legacyleadershipacademy.com. I'm sure Sherry will share that link with you. legacyleadershipacademy.com. You've got 2 options to enroll: the $1 trial or the annual subscription. As soon as you enroll, you get immediate access to all of our content in our membership section, our Facebook group, and you participate in the challenge. And at the end of 30 days, if you don't feel like this is hands down the best training and support you have ever gotten for your business, you cancel at any time. If you choose to continue with us, you'll be billed our normal $57 monthly fee, which you can also cancel at any time. But I'm just so passionate about growing this community, about the mission of what we're doing. I'll say this one last thing in closing because it's really what I'm most proud of with this community. You know, when I first came up with the idea for Legacy Leadership, I said, what if I could create something that, because there's so many like negative things out there about the network marketing profession, what if I could create a community that highlighted all of the good, the best stuff that this profession is really about, that people just don't understand? What if I could help put something together that could become such an unstoppable force for good in the world and make such an impact on a bigger level, anything that we could do alone, that it would literally help elevate the entire profession? And I had this idea. I said, well, what if I donated 10% of everything we make in the program? And I said, you know, I'm going to just throw this crazy goal out there. And I'm going to say in the next 3 years, we're going to donate $1 million to charities. And I remember I said that and people looked at me like I was crazy. And if I'm honest, I kind of was like, am I crazy? Like there wasn't even one person in the program yet. But I just believe that if you get the right people together for the right reasons, and I said, if I could give people the training and support to help them create the business and the life of their dreams, and in the process of doing that, we could grow this message and this community, which could create donations that we could put into the world, and we support charities that support children in need. I think we can do that. And I'm proud to report to you, we have only been in existence for 90 days. We have already donated $50,000 to charities worldwide. And I've never been more certain of anything that we will accomplish that. And I'm mentioning this to you because if this is where your heart is, that you really want to make a bigger impact, you want to be a part of something bigger, then you're already a legacy leader. You just didn't know what we were called yet. So I'd love to invite you to test drive our membership, $1 for 30 days, see what we're all about. Just go to legacyleadershipacademy.com. Enrollment closes on Wednesday at midnight. So you only have a couple of days. So if you want to join and you want to promote it to your team, make sure you do that because we only have a couple of days left to enroll at that $1 trial. And then we shut enrollment down for a couple of months. And we focus on helping those of you that are in the program crush it in your business. So Sherry, I'll turn it back to you, and I'm happy to talk about anything else you want me to. If there's some questions, you tell me.
No, that was amazing. So, okay, so I never know where to look when it's a split screen. So I'm just going to say this. First of all, if you guys are moved by Bob like I am, I really do encourage you to at least do the $1 challenge. Get in and be part of our community because I'm going to be teaching it. And, you know, we have our Saturday morning calls, and this has simplified my business so far for 2018, and I really feel like it will do the same for you. Plus, the thing that I love the most about Bob's page is it's at your pace. You know, I do Saturday morning calls, and guess what? You may not be able to get on Saturday morning calls. And I love that Bob has 3 times a week where he has a feed that you can put your questions in. And sometimes it's not even on the topic that he's teaching on, and he'll answer them. And that to me is priceless. I've had outside coaches and spent a lot of money. This is just priceless information and priceless ongoing information. That's the whole thing, is we can read a book and we can listen to a tape and we can listen to a video, but you know, he really simplifies everything so much so and puts our mind back where it should be, and that is changing lives. Really, that's all about changing lives and our lives. So if we're always in the point where we're feeling like we're looking for the next thing, and I've been there, you guys know that I'm real. I tell you everything about me and how I'm feeling when I'm feeling it. And you know, I get stuck a lot of times in training mode, thinking that the next best thing might be coming along and I should do this. The thing that I love about Bob is it's all the simple information that we've all taken in, and we mess it up a lot of times because we try to recreate the wheel. And what he's done is he's given us such a simple approach to not only leadership but also prospecting. I mean, look, in 2 minutes time, I'm sure you all took away massive information from how to invite to your next event or your next virtual. I mean, right then and there, bing, the light bulb went off for a lot of you. So if you're brand new and we're showing you this video and you have the opportunity to become part of the Legacy membership later on, I want that to be a recruiting video that our team will show others as to why we want them to be part of this. It's not a must-have, but it is an addition that I think you will be so thrilled that you joined. So now we're going to take questions, and it can be on anything. I know that we went over several different topics, so let me go up to the top and see where we are chat-wise, or if there are questions. Let's see. This is all about scenes. So are you guys sending me any questions at all?
Yeah, Sherry, while you're doing that, I'll just say this. Yeah. Like if you have 5 to 7 hours a month that you can commit to this program, this will have tremendous value to you. So we're not asking you to take a ton of time. Now, can you spend more time than that? Absolutely. But at the bare minimum, you have 5 to 7 hours a month to at least go through some of the larger trainings we do. We do a monthly master class each month. And then we give you an implementation guide. We have all of those in our membership area. So you can do it completely at your own pace, on your own time. And if you have even just that minimum level of commitment, you'll see 10 times the amount of value out of the program.
Yeah, and I love that your videos, like I'll be cooking dinner and I'll pop on one of your videos, and it's just, to me, it's great. So, you know, a lot of you guys when I say to read a book visually, you like to hear visuals or you like to hear it audio wise. So, okay, one of the questions that we have right now is someone said, so if you give a prospect info and then have them to the event and they don't bite, what's next?
So what I would try to do is if I had somebody come to an event, if it was a live event, that would mean that they're probably in my local area. I would probably want to set up a follow-up coffee meeting with them. Hey, let's get together for coffee, whether it's a couple of days later, give you some time to process everything. Let's meet for coffee. If I didn't have time to meet with them, or they didn't have time, or it wasn't a local event, I would want to do a virtual coffee meeting. Let's get together on Zoom. Let's schedule a meeting. Like I would say, Sherry, what information do you still need to help you make a decision? Like I would clarify exactly what you need. I would send you home, or I would give you, whether it's another video, the website, the product info, and I would schedule a follow-up as soon as possible. See, there is something said to do with velocity of recruiting. The quicker you can make these follow-ups happen, it creates velocity, which will increase the chances that people will sign. Like if you schedule that follow-up a week and a half later, it's going to be way less likely that they say yes than if you can do it in the next 72 hours. So I'm always trying to schedule that next exposure as quickly as possible to create that velocity.
Okay, so then the next one is, how do you coach somebody who is having trouble connecting with their why, or even a why period? Someone that says they don't have a why.
Well, everyone has a why. Anybody that tells me they don't have a why, they just don't know how to identify their why. Okay. Everyone has a why. It's just you have to learn the framework to pull it out of your experience. And that's exactly what we're going to walk you through step by step inside of the challenge.
Okay, perfect. And then, so someone has a live virtual BBL tomorrow. What would be the best for her to do today? Would she post her why? Would she reach out to them since she had not shared it? Would she post it in that virtual event, or would she reach out to people individually and share it?
So we're always going to want to default to trying to figure out what's the easiest way to get the result we want in the least amount of work. And the answer is that doesn't happen. So I would not film a video of my why and post it, because it's a personal thing. I'm sharing my why with you in the context of our relationship with one another. If I remove that and I share it through a video, it takes away the personal nature of me sharing it with you. So you just got to roll your sleeves up and you got to do the work. You want somebody to show up. Like if I had one tomorrow, I would at least be, let me give her something that can help her. Anybody that's told me that they want to show up, I would literally be texting them, calling or messaging them the day of, confirming their attendance. So I would have a confirmation touch point the day of, just making sure you're still good. I know that some people are going to tell me they're not, and I would then want to be scheduling the very next follow-up. Well, hey, let's connect tomorrow. I've got some additional things I want to share with you. And then maybe in that follow-up, I'll share my why with them as a way to kind of hopefully move them forward in the direction that I want.
Okay. When you talk about social media training, is it just Facebook, or does it include other forums like Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram? Would they get that in that?
Yeah. So I tackle, everything I teach in the program is me thinking, so there's all this social media training out there. And then there's social media for network marketers. So I'm always processing it through the filter of what's most important, what's most impactful for a network marketer. Each month we have these master classes. We do this one big thing. In 2 months, we're going to be doing Facebook groups, how to use Facebook groups, not only for team building and training, but also for prospecting and closing people into your business. So we'll spend a whole month unraveling that. Another one of our upcoming master classes is on Instagram marketing strategies. We're going to be doing a masterclass on LinkedIn soon. I can promise you we will be doing a masterclass on Pinterest at some point. Anything that I think could be relevant to helping someone in a network marketing business, we will cover at some point. I'll tell you, we will never do Twitter, because Twitter to me is not anywhere in the spectrum of social media platforms for a network marketer. It's way on the low end. So I'm not going to waste time teaching something that I don't really think is going to be helpful for the masses.
I love that. And okay, so independent of why, how short and how important is your story? How long should it be and when to insert it?
Well, what we're talking about is your story, your why. That's what it is. There's different versions of your story that you're going to give. And in an initial interaction with a prospect, your story should be no longer than 90 seconds. Because here's the lesson that it took me a while to learn. And I want to make sure everyone receives this. Your prospect doesn't care about you. Here's what they care about: what you can do for them. The only purpose of your story in the beginning of this process is to relate to them, to let them know you're like them, and to create curiosity for what you're going to share with them, letting them know that you found a solution to this shared problem. And if you spend 10 minutes telling your story, you're losing people because you're making it about you. Now, I might, at some point after I've shared a third-party tool, after I've taken them through the process, I then might add to that and share more of my story as it is appropriate. But in the very beginning, you got to keep it clear and concise, and that's where most people go wrong. They share things that at the end of the day are not really relevant to what you're trying to do at that particular moment in time.
Okay, does anybody else have any more questions? It doesn't seem like a lot more are on here. Let's see. I'm reading them. I think that looks like it. So I want to say one other thing, Bob, is that this is one thing that really impressed me with you. And I think a lot of us, especially, people that have very busy schedules, I mean, and not that everybody doesn't have a busy schedule, but just really extremely busy. And they start to think about like another training, right? And the thing that I love the most about, which they wouldn't know this about you, is that you're constantly reiterating that it's a library of content that's available for them when they're moving their business forward and looking for it. And I absolutely love that about you and that message, because sometimes people think, oh my gosh, 3 more videos a week, or or this or that. And like what we were kind of saying is that it's at your pace. This challenge is going to get your new year off to a huge, massive start. And then it'll get you in that mode of plugging in and being present in your business, being present in your prospecting, and being present and purposeful and intentional in your leadership. And I think it's such a blessing for us to be able to take those small hours and actually learn how to make the most of them, so that we are constantly being able to be building our own why, right? Being with our own children, being with our own family, being with our own loved ones. And instead of feeling like we're always training, we put the work in first, you guys. We put the work in first. And then we learn the system that he's teaching us that's so simplistic. It's very exciting, because it's not that we don't have a system. It's not that we don't have it there. And it's not that our team didn't have a system. But what happens is we start getting fed all these different things from everywhere. And we start putting them in. Before you hand it, it was a little bag of sand. And now it's like these boulders you're handing your new consultant. And they are like, I can't do this. And, just simplifying, which my team knows this about the 2 documents that we did, like with the checklist, and then the, here's your training, be it on one list, one document.
Yep.
I have an assistant, and she has been with me for 5 years. She's part-time, and she told me, because this is so funny, that the reason she didn't join me, this just happened 2 days ago, so I want to share with everybody, that the reason she didn't join me in the business, she just had a baby too, is because I was having her re-put documents in all of our stuff for them, up to date, for everybody to have things in our Google Drive. And that was like, a while back. But my point is, when she was here, I had her, proofread the 2 documents, and she said, what is this? And I'm like, oh my gosh. I started telling her about you, Bob, and I'm like, I'm down to 2 documents. This is going to be amazing. 2018 is going to be great. She goes, oh my God, if it's 2 documents, I'm totally in. So I think that we reinvent the wheel a lot. I think that what you're doing is you're giving us a personal upline leader. And I love being y'all's upline leader, but I'm sure there's things that I do that you can do better, and that maybe you don't like my way of teaching, but Bob is refreshing, and he's new, and he's exciting, and he's cute too. No, I'm just teasing. I'm married and you are too. But my point is, the whole thing is that we love listening to you. And I just hope that you guys get as much as I've gotten from this training today, and you'll join with the dollar, and you'll see the value in it. And I did the calculation, and I'm talking, you have to sell another redefined regimen, you guys, seriously, to have Bob's training. And to me, that is so priceless to for what it's going to do for you, your legacy, and your family. So anything else you want to say, Bob? Is there any more questions, you guys?
I saw somebody asked about the start date of the challenge.
Yes.
The challenge actually starts, we kick it off next Monday with a training that we're doing to kind of indoctrinate people into what they need to do to participate. And then it officially kicks off on the 16th is when we actually start.
Okay, and then I have an event that a family member is inviting for. How do I go about creating a connection? I have an event that, but the family member is actually inviting to host for them. Okay,
so what are they looking to make a connection with?
With maybe the people, because they don't know the people, right? Because it's their aunt that's holding the event.
So the easiest way to make a connection is share your why, share your story. And that's how you connect with people. You connect with people, not what you do and how you're different, tell me why you do Rodan and Fields, and connect with me on an emotional level. If your values and beliefs align with mine, then we're going to make an instant connection.
And then I haven't, how many events should we be hosting a month?
As many as you can, right? As long as you're teaching people to invite the right way and people are showing up, every event that I do is an opportunity to share what we do with a prospect, and it could result in business, but I would also want to be careful that, part of what we teach inside of this program is called intentional leadership. You don't want to do all the events forever. Every time you do an event, somebody needs to be there right next to you learning how to do it so they could go do the event, so you don't have to do all of them forever. You need to be duplicating presenters. You need to be duplicating people that will run events. Otherwise, you will build a business that you don't own. It owns you.
Yes.
That's one of the things we focus on inside of the program.
And that was one of the things that I really felt excited about. So one other person asked, and then I know we got to end because you have another call. So I'm out of the country until 1/22, no internet connection. Would it be too late to start then to get into Legacy?
Well, you won't be able to enroll then because we close enrollment on Wednesday, and we only open up 3 to 4 times per year. So, I can almost guarantee you we will not be doing a $1 trial again this year.
Yeah.
So this will be your only chance to take advantage of that. And
so they could enroll, and then they would just start the challenge on 1/22.
Yeah, they could start then. And, the beauty of the membership is you get access to all the trainings whenever you need it. And you can completely do this at your own time and at your own pace. So, you could jump right in whenever they get back and still have access to everything that we've done, prior to that.
Awesome. Anybody else? Because we're going to end the call. Bob, you are amazing. First of all, you are amazing. We all talk about you. We all think you're so awesome. Me and my girlfriends that are already in your page. And we just think you're so simplistic, and we know that you really care. And that's really probably the biggest thing that hopefully you take away from my team and our team call today is that we know that you care, we feel it, and we're excited to be part of your group and part of creating a big change in this industry. Yep. So that people do look at us as professionals, people do look at us as really caring about people, and that we have a bigger mission than just to sell skincare and to have our own business. But it's bigger than that, way bigger than that. It's a vehicle for change, and and we get excited about that, and we want to learn so that we can present and not be that girl, and feel that through our whys and our stories and the way that we prospect and everything, people will feel what we feel from you, and that is that we care.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for being a legacy leader, and congratulations to any people that we have taking me up on the offer, and I can't wait to see them inside of the community and see them in the challenge.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Sherry.
Have a great day.
See you. Bye-bye.